So I'm speaking to you now from my library, which is unfortunately more my native environment than the hillside or the mountain at the moment. But I thought it would be better than just you guys reading a CV, which I know is kind of generic, just to talk to you a little bit kind of face to face in a video about my flying background and why I want to be more involved in paragliding. I been flying one way or another for quite a while. I was in the Air Cadets at school for a couple of years when I was like 13, 14, and didn't do anything at all with flying until moving to Germany. Actually, on my CV it mentions I taught English in Germany. I was there in my early 20s, and one of the English kids camps that I did, they had themes. Sometimes they would have different sort of themes, like horse riding or sailing or whatever, and one of them came up that was a paragliding one, paragliding and mountain biking. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, I have to get on that trip. Very few people were interested in it, so I actually managed to get onto it quite easily, and I basically got my what in the UK we would call EP, elementary pilot, kind of PG1 I think you call it, so sort of 3-4 days of basic training, and was completely hooked, but didn't manage to do anything with it after that point for nearly 10 years, up until sort of 5-6 years ago. And in fact, the first thing, it was a bit more than that, it was about 7-8 years ago, and the first thing I did after the paragliding was hang gliding. I did that for a couple of years. So I actually trained with hang gliders first, but never really took it very far. I moved away from London down to the south coast to the Southern Club, which is the busiest club, thinking that I would get myself more time flying, that I'd be in the best area. But never really worked out. Hang gliding in this part of the world isn't particularly big. The access to launch isn't great. Access from the landing fields aren't great. So I didn't end up doing very much with it. And I think literally within 6 months of finishing my hang gliding training, misfortune in my family meant that I inherited enough money to, just in a very short period, pay for all my paragliding, which I did in a couple of weeks. And the rest is kind of history. But the whole thing with wanting to instruct, wanting to be a tandem pilot, it comes back to the whole thing, my sort of reason for being, of wanting to share my passions with people, of wanting to take things that I've experienced, take things that I love, and share them with others, which is kind of the backbone of why I teach. But having experienced it a little bit, having done a bit of paragliding instructing already, just as a trainee instructor for a couple of months last year, like I said in the email, it makes a big difference. It makes a really big difference when not only you're doing the one thing that you're most passionate about, but you're sharing it with other people who are passionate about it. And back when I was thinking about becoming a teacher back in the day, that was more the vision of teaching that I had. It wasn't necessarily teaching in front of a class of kids with a whiteboard, academics type of teaching. It was more sharing of passion, teaching people how to get into something that they're passionate about, and me sharing my passion. Yeah, so the instructing was great, and I would like to do the tandem so that I could take anyone else, people who aren't necessarily committed to training and buying all the kit and doing it themselves, but who just want to have a taste of it. And that's my interest. That's the reason why I want to do a tandem. But thanks for taking the time to read my CV and watch this. And I will keep you informed about my travel plans to come and visit New Zealand, which I have to do in the not too distant future, but I'll keep you informed. Cool. Have a great day. Thank you.